And it's really awkward. Hello friends, and welcome back to another studio vlog. I'm just going to be taking you through what I'm working on over the next couple of days. I haven't done one of these in a little while, and they are some of my favorites to do, but they do take the largest amount of editing work, so they take me a long time to prep for YouTube, which is why I haven't been doing them as often. But I do also enjoy doing like the more sit down talking to the camera videos, like my last one where I talked about my favorite sketchbooks, or the one where I reviewed the Lumos pen. I did enjoy doing those as well. So if you have things that you would like to see from me, please let me know down in the comments. But anyways, this mic is really fun. I have had it for a long time, probably about a year now, and I almost never use it. I just forget to pull it out when I start filming, and then afterwards when I'm editing the footage and I'm listening to how quiet my voice is. I have a very quiet voice, and sometimes it's hard for the camera to pick it up even if I am standing right in front of it. But I always forget to use the mic. But I remembered this time, and I'm going to try to remember for any talking bits to use the microphone so that you guys can hear me, because that is definitely an ongoing problem with my videos, is not being able to hear what I'm saying. So anyways, today I've just been working on admin. Mostly I answered a ton of emails, deleted a ton of emails. My inbox is so full. I need to be better at unsubscribing from stuff. I worked on that this morning and worked on getting a plan together in my planner, and worked on some new sticker sheets, and I'm hoping to have available soon. By about middle of this week, I should be able to get those sent off to my distribution partner. And that's basically what I've done so far today. I took a minute to practice some hand lettering, so I tried 2 different lettering styles, and that was really fun because I've never really done like just written out an alphabet in a particular style before, and I actually really enjoyed it. And I think it was really helpful because a lot of what drawing is, I don't know how many of you watching this channel are also artists. I would imagine a fair amount of you are also interested in art. A lot of drawing is just muscle memory, getting your hand used to drawing certain shapes and certain lines over and over and over, and then your hand kind of just gets used to doing that, and it becomes a lot easier, and you don't even have to think about it at a certain point. So practicing lettering is definitely useful, so that when I go to write something in a cute way on an illustration or something of that nature, I can do it without having to think about it so freaking hard. So that is something that I am working on. I want to show you, hang on just a second, I want to show you an illustration I did recently where I did have to hand letter on it, and it was just for fun. It wasn't for anything in particular, but just a second. Okay, so this is an example of something that I would hand letter. I created this cute little mermaid just while I was watching TV one night. I drew her, and I didn't know what to do with her. It was just a mermaid. It wasn't any of this other stuff. And I was like, what am I going to do with this mermaid? So I was like, what if it was like a greeting card? So I lettered "You're so magical" above the mermaid, added some little cutesy accent elements, and then "Hope your day is mermazing." And I thought that was really cute, and it might be a cute like e-card or something, but I have no intentions of selling it or anything right now. It was just for fun. I'll probably save it and post it on my Instagram for Mermay. But yeah, that is an example of when I might randomly have to pull out some lettering skills, which is why I was practicing the hand lettering in my sketchbook. just checking in. Today I spent almost the entire morning working on my monthly favorite Substack post where I share everything I got up to in the previous month and all the new artwork and the new sticker collections and books that I read, all that kind of stuff. So that's posting tonight. I finally got it done. And I also finished this really, really cute illustration for my portfolio. It's this cute little spring friend group. They're celebrating spring in the forest. I think it's turned out super cute and I love the colors in it. I've already uploaded it to my portfolio on my website, and sorry, I don't know why my voice is leaving me. But I updated my portfolio with it. I still need to add my cute little mouse illustration on there too, which I'm hoping to get to this afternoon. But yeah, I just posted the Patreon poll for our theme this month for May. The options were Jane Austen, garden party, or mermaids, because it's like Mermay, so mermaids. I do let my patrons vote for more than one thing, and if there's a tie, I usually try to combine the two themes. So I let them know that if there's a tie this time, we might get a really awkward combination of like Jane Austen mermaids. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But anyways, we're headed into the weekend, which we're planning on painting my son's room for his birthday and painting our hallway. And I've got some gardening projects to get done, and I'm helping my twin girls to make stuff for school. They're going to have like an economy day where they learn about marketing and selling and profit and all that kind of stuff. So one of them is making soap and the other one is making bath bombs, and I am not an expert at either, so we'll see how that goes. But anyways, I'll see you next time I get on to chat. Bye. Okay, friends, we ended up on a little bit of a side quest. We ended up taking our family to an amusement park called Europa Park. It's in Germany, right on the border of France. We came here for my son's birthday. He is a big roller coaster junkie, so we were all brave and got on one of the biggest, newest roller coasters with him, and it was terrifying, but he really loved it, and that's what was important. But the park itself was really nice. It was very clean. It's kind of like Epcot, if you've ever been to Disney World. It's the theming is based on all the different countries of Europe, and it's very, very similar to like a Disneyland experience, except with much scarier rides and much bigger roller coasters. So yeah, we had a good time. Definitely a good place to go if you have older kids. The next day we got up and headed across the border over into France, into a cute, like just adorable town called Strasbourg, France. We stopped at the cathedral, which was beautiful, but we couldn't go in because they were having services, so we ended up going back later. There was a cool marathon going on in the city while we were there, and it was all day long. They had all different kinds of races going on, from, you know, like a basic 5-kilometer race all the way up to a full marathon. And yeah, that was really fun, and the locals were really getting into it. We also went down to this little neighborhood in the city called Le Petit France, and had these adorable little houses that are ancient. I think a lot of them are from like the 1600s, and on this beautiful, pristine little canal. It was gorgeous. There were tons of tour groups there checking it out. It was just the cutest little part of town, and I just wanted to sit there and sketch and read a book, but we didn't have time for all of that because we had to skedaddle in the afternoon. But it was just lovely and super cute. Then we walked over to the Musée Alsace. I believe that's how you say it. That is the name for this particular region of France. It's the Alsace region, and we went to the museum, which lets you actually walk into a couple of those old homes and see what they look like on the inside. Then we headed over to get some lunch. We had these traditional, they were like pizzas. They were like pizzas, but they didn't have red sauce. All of them had a cream sauce on them, and then they had a couple of different types of toppings you could put on them, and they were delicious. After the delicious lunch that we had, we walked back over to the cathedral and got to go inside for a minute. It was beautiful. The stained glass was really pretty. It went all the way up to the roof on one wall, and it was gorgeous. And then we had to head home. But yeah, that was our little traveling side quest. friends, and welcome back. I just got home from our little trip we went this weekend to Europa Park for my son's birthday, and it was fun, but some of the rides were a little terrifying. My family, I should say my husband and my kids, are all roller coaster junkies. They love it, and I'm not. But I ride with them because I want to be with my family. So I get dragged onto a bunch of things that I otherwise wouldn't go on, but it was still a fun time. We also took a stop in Strasbourg, France, which is where I had really been wanting to go because I had heard it was like the cutest little town, and it did not disappoint, and I want to go back. I'm actually like making a mental list in my head of places that would be fun to go for like a solo retreat, just a little trip by myself to just unwind and draw and get away from it all for a little bit and just kind of reset. And so that is definitely going on the list, but it was cute. If you have the chance to go, it's in the Alsace region. I'm not sure how you pronounce it in French. I'll have to look that up, but it was lovely, absolutely lovely, and highly recommend it. Since getting back today, I have been working on getting myself organized. I've been really bad about being organized, and every day when I sit down at my desk to get work done, I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants, like going off of what in my head. I'm like, okay, this needs to get done. But I need a better plan because I definitely am way more productive if I have a plan and a schedule of what I need to work on throughout the week, like when I need to film, when I need to edit, when I need to upload new content, when I need to illustrate, what I need to illustrate, when that needs to be done by. I need to schedule myself time to work on researching literary agents and publishers and art directors and all of that kind of stuff. And I don't really do that. I don't make time for that. I don't schedule time for that. I just kind of try and do it when I think of it, and I'm not busy doing something else, which, as we know, you always get busy doing something else if you don't prioritize the things that are important to you and that need to get done. So I downloaded a few Notion templates, one from another small business illustrator, shop owner, content creator. I will link the Notion template I downloaded below, and so far it's really been helping me. I haven't gotten that far in scheduling stuff, only about 1 week worth of content that I need to get done and only 1 or 2 days of my work schedule, but that is what I'm going to be working on for the rest of today, other than finishing this cute little mouse illustration that you should have seen some clips of. I'm taking a class called the Make Art That Sells Character Bootcamp, and you can't sign up for it right now because it's only offered once a year, I think. But it will be offered again next year, and so far I'm really enjoying it. They give you like these little short bits of a story at each month, and then you have an assignment to illustrate a character or 2 characters together, and then you also have an assignment to create a game or a toy concept out of the same characters. So it's been really cute and fun, and it's gotten me thinking a little bit more creatively and stretching myself a little bit more with the poses and the expressions that I'm doing. So that's been really good, and I already added one of the assignments to my portfolio because I felt like it was portfolio worthy. So that in and of itself right there is a benefit of the course. And I am going to be taking their main illustrating children's books course later this summer as well. There's another illustrator, Adam Ming. Oh, sorry, let me fix my lighting. There's another illustrator, Adam Ming, and I follow him on Substack. And he has highly recommended this course. He said this is the course he took right before he got hired as a children's book illustrator. So that's why I'm going to be trying that out. It was a chunk of money, but I'm looking at it as an investment in what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. I've also, in the last couple of days, I didn't record this, but I've written 2 more children's books. And I just suddenly felt inspired to write. And one of them's in the first draft. One of them I've already got a second draft of, and it's probably almost ready for me to start storyboarding. So that's fun because I love this process of writing a story and then getting to illustrate it. It is so much fun. And it's what I want to be doing, obviously. I've talked about that ad nauseum. But anyways, I am just going to be working today on finishing up this illustration that you will have seen. It still needs shadows. I need to work on the, what's it called? The occlusion shadows. I like to do little occlusion shadows on my illustrations now, ever since I took a course by one of my favorite illustrators, Beatrice Blue. She did a course on color and light and talked about occlusion shadows, and that has like completely changed my game. So if you have not learned about occlusion shadows and you're an illustrator, highly recommend looking into that because it just helps your work to pop even more. And yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here because I think I have enough footage for an entire vlog. It may be a little choppy. I apologize. I'm still trying to find what my style is ultimately going to be for this channel and for these studio vlogs, and like fitting in the travel stuff that we're doing and all the stuff going on in the background. But I appreciate you being here. If you haven't had a chance, be sure to check out my Substack. That's where I'm being the most active on social media right now. I'm really, really enjoying it. And we have our Patreon, which is the Cozy Club. And this month we're doing a Jane Austen theme, which is really exciting. I don't know if I got any clips of that for the vlog, but I did take some clips of it for a potential Instagram reel later in the month. So I might be able to insert some of those here. But it was really fun designing the characters, and potentially I would love to be able to do a whole sticker sheet collection around each book character that I did. I only did 4 of the Jane Austen books because there's just too many. I just picked my 4 favorites. So number 1 favorite is Persuasion. That's number 1. Number 2 is Sense and Sensibility. Number 3 is Pride and Prejudice, and then my 4th favorite is Emma. And then Mansfield Park and Northanger Abbey are kind of tied for 5th. But anyways, let me know what your favorite Jane Austen novel is. It's okay if it's Pride and Prejudice. That's obviously the most popular one in terms of how many people have actually read that book. But if it's not Pride and Prejudice, I'd love to know that too. I know a lot of people are big fans of Emma, but sometimes she just gets on my nerves. But I think that was part of Jane Austen's point when she wrote Emma, is she wanted her to be really annoying at the beginning so that she could have a really strong character arc by the end, which I think she does. But anyways, I'm getting off on all kinds of tangents. I'm trying to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!